What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is my prize picks breakdown video for UFC Paris.
I need all the wins, yeah. Harder than all that is. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out.
And we are back talking some prize picks. This week we are talking UFC Paris. A weird card, a card where we have a bunch of newcomers, a bunch of faces we aren't really familiar with, but there are some things sticking out nonetheless. I think I have 9 plays to share with you guys today. Before we get into those, if you guys can please do me a favor, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'll be posting more content for UFC Paris throughout the week. And if you are new to PrizePicks, check it out. Use promo code DFSBTN for a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys like for PrizePicks this week. Always like chopping up with you guys and seeing what plays you guys are on. If we line up, if we don't line up, let me know down in the comments there. But we're going to start with significant strikes here. And yeah, not a ton sticking out here on significant strikes. The first one I'm going to go with is going to be, if I can find it, Saragon. And I'm going to take the less on 50.5 significant strikes. So my thinking here is I don't think Sergey Spivak is eating 51 shots. I think this can go one of two ways, this fight. I think that Sergey Spivak gets this fight down to the mat and finishes Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane obviously has a clear hole in his game, and that hole is the wrestling and the grappling. And if Spivak gets on top of him, there's going to be serious problems, and I think Spivak probably finishes him. On the flip side, I think Cyril Gane is the much better striker. It's not even close. It's night and day. And if Sergey Spivak is not able to take down Cyril Gane, like we've seen Spivak fold before. We've seen Spivak get knocked out twice, both in the first round, once by Tom Aspinall, another by Walt Harris. Like if he's not able to take down Cyril Gane, Gane's going to style on him. And once Gane lands a big shot, I think Spivak might quit. So yeah, I just don't see a world where, Cyril Gane lands, over 50 strikes without knocking out Sergey Spivak. I don't think this fight lasts too long. So yeah, I think it hits in multiple ways here. Give me the less on Cyril Gane for these significant strikes. All right, and then the other significant strikes I'm going to go with is going to be the Volkan Oezdemir. I'm going to take the less significant strikes. This is another fight that I do think finishes pretty early. He's taken on Guskov, who is a guy that's been over 1.5 rounds only twice in his career. This is a guy in Guskov who just does not have any striking defense. I don't think he has the best chin. I think somebody's getting knocked out here within the first round and a half. And yeah, Volkan's another guy that does have some serious power. He hasn't knocked out many guys as of late, but kind of look at who he's fighting. He's fighting some of the best guys in the division. Magomed Ankalaev as of late, Nikita Krylov as of late. He's been fighting the best of best guys, and this is going to be probably the easiest test for Volkan Oezdemir on paper in this Guskov guy. So, I think Oezdemir either knocks him out or Guskov has a lot of power in his own right. Maybe Guskov can knock him out. Either way, I think this fight ends fairly quickly there. All right, we'll move on to, let's go to the takedowns here. So there's actually a lot sticking out on the takedowns, which there typically isn't. The first one is going to be, I'll take the Benoit Saint-Denis. I'll take the more on the takedowns. He's going to go for takedowns. He's not going to be scared of the BJJ of Thiago Moises, which, by the way, Thiago Moises is an incredible BJJ black belt, but Saint-Denis is going to go for takedowns, and he will get takedowns. Thiago Moises can be taken down. He's very comfortable off his back, obviously an incredible grappler. So yeah, I think this fight actually does get extended. I think this fight could even go the distance even, just because Benoit Saint-Denis is just next level tough, next level durable. I don't see anybody finishing Benoit Saint-Denis, and on top of that, I don't really see Saint-Denis submitting Thiago Moises, so I think this could go 15 minutes, and if it does, I could see Saint-Denis mixing a takedown or two each round. I like this more than 1.5 takedowns. Next, I'm going to go with Farid Basharat. More than 2.5 takedowns. It's about a takedown a round against Kletzen Rodriguez, and I think I could see him getting 3, 4, 5 takedowns here. And if Kletzen Rodriguez is able to get back up, which I don't really think he does, but if he's able to get back up, I think he's probably going right back down. I think Kletzen Rodriguez is really going to struggle here at bantamweight against a guy in Basharat who's a very good wrestler and grappler. So I think Basharat gets at least 3 takedowns here, and I think this more hits for him. And then the last one, probably the one I like the least, but this one makes a lot of sense as well. Angelusa, more than 1.5 takedowns. So Reese McKee has the worst takedown defense I've ever seen in my life. Reese McKee on paper, it's 20%. Alex Morono at the time of fighting Reese McKee landed 0 takedowns. Reese McKee was actually the first person that Alex Morono was able to take down. I mean, it was ridiculous. And Angelusa does go for takedowns, and if Angelusa goes for 2 takedowns, he is getting both of those takedowns just because Reese McKee has no takedown defense whatsoever. And I think it'd be wise for Angelusa to mix in takedowns because Reese McKee is no joke on the feet. So I think Angelusa, if he fights smart, I think this more hits here, and he gets at least 2 takedowns in this one. All right, let's go to the fight time here. Typically Moore does stick out for this fight time. They're not giving us much options this week. So I'm going to take the Cyril Gane less on fight time here. Like I said, I think this fight goes one of 2 ways. I think Spivak gets this fight down to the mat early, and I think he absolutely runs through Cyril Gane. Or I think if Spivak's not able to get this fight down to the mat early, I think Cyril Gane just completely styles on Sergey Spivak, makes him look silly, and knocks him out. I think this fight really could end within the first round and a half here. So give me the less on the fight time. 11 minutes, I think it finishes before the 3rd round starts. So striker versus grappler matchup, I think somebody's getting served here. Speaking of getting served, taking the Oezdemir, less than 7 minutes fight time. This guy, Guskov, he's been over 7 minutes, like I said, twice in his entire career. Defensively, very irresponsible. Dangerous offensively, but defensively leaves a lot to be desired. This is going to be Oezdemir's easiest fight of his UFC career, arguably. I think these guys are going to stand and bang. I think somebody's getting knocked out probably in the first 5 minutes here. And then, I'll throw this one out here as well. Jacqueline Cavalcanti, less than 12.5 minutes fight time. I think she destroys Zara Farron. I mean, there's no reason she shouldn't, especially if she can get on top of Farron, who just has, no ground game to speak of. I think Cavalcanti's pretty good. And, Zara Farron, 6-5 in MMA, 0-3 in the UFC. I just don't think Zara Farron's UFC caliber, whereas, Cavalcanti, I do think she's actually decent. So I think Cavalcanti should finish Zara Farron here, probably under 12.5 minutes. I don't mind that one. And then finally, we have the fantasy score. And we're going to start with, we're going to keep the Volkan Oezdemir train going here. We're going to take the fantasy score, and we are going to take the more there for Volkan Oezdemir. I think a first round finish is very much in play here for Volkan Oezdemir. And if not a first round finish, I think it's a second round finish as well. I think a knockdown is in play. I think I think he finishes Guskov before this 3rd round starts. And if he does finish Guskov before this 3rd round starts, like I think, he's going to crush this 87.5 fantasy score. So give me the more there. And then I'm going to take the Angelusa 87.5. I'm going to take the more as well. I just think this is going to be such a high output fight. I think it's going to be an all-out war. I can see Angelusa landing upwards of like 120, 30 significant strikes. Reese McKee has no strike in defense. If there's a finish, I kind of think it's on the Angelusa side. I think Angelusa has takedown upside as well. I think if Angelusa wins this fight, he's going to crush this 87.5 fantasy score there. And yeah, that's about it. So I gave 10. They're not giving us a ton of options this week, but there are some spots I do like, and we talked about those. Let me know what you guys like down in the comments. If you guys want to check out PrizePicks, use that promo code DFSBTN for a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. Best of luck for UFC Paris. Weird card, but I think it should be fun. It should deliver, and we'll talk to you guys very soon. Best of luck. See you later.